I had a really, really bad shoulder injury, torn ligaments and tendons when I was in grade 6. No such thing as physiotherapy back then, so it was just 3 weeks in a cast like this, and I've had pain in this shoulder forever. Subsequent injuries to the left shoulder are what caused the rib to impact on the heart later in my life. I tore the calf muscle in my left leg. 2009, I went off a motorcycle, tore ACL, MCL, LCL, lateral meniscus. I had a bone bruise, a blood clot, and subluxated patella. Had surgery on that, and about 6 weeks following that, my husband's motorcycle fell and I got a tibial plateau fracture. So there was 9 weeks, non-weight bearing, another surgery, 3 screws in the knee. Just all of that in combination with having been diagnosed with fibromyalgia at age 24, I just couldn't take the pain anymore. I was at the end of my rope. I'm just so thankful that Matrix came into my life. I know that had I not found it when I did, if with all of the not being able to breathe with the rib, I either would have ended up in the hospital or I would have found a way to just end it all. I also have mental health issues, so the pain that I was in all the time wasn't helping with that, the physical pain. People that don't experience physical pain all the time don't understand how incredibly exhausting fighting against pain and trying to appear normal all the time really is. It's a constant fight that I didn't want to fight anymore. I was tired. And I was searching because I didn't want to go into the hospital. I didn't want more drugs. I knew that the only things that were going to help me were narcotics, and I didn't want to go that route because there was no way I was going to risk becoming addicted to something. And so I just carried on as best I could. But Matrix gave me the ability to be able to live again and not have to think about being in constant pain. I used to take, what was it, probably 880 milligrams of over-the-counter naproxen every day just to get through because of the pain. I don't take naproxen anymore. I had been going to osteopathy because I'd been experiencing a rib in my shoulder impacting on my heart. And while that was happening, it created difficulties in breathing. So my level of fatigue was really high, and I still had to keep going to the osteopath every 3 to 4 weeks. And I'd push things as long as I could, but not breathing is not fun. So when someone walked in with a pamphlet about matrix repatterning and that it could potentially erase my pain for life, I'm looking at it, it's like, okay, this is too good to be true. But I looked into it. I looked at the website of the practitioner that had given the information, and I looked at Dr. Roth's site as well. Did a little bit of looking at Dr. Deutsch's thoughts and asked both my family physician and the osteopath to take a look into it and tell me what they thought, if it was something that maybe I should try. Both of them came back and said, can't hurt you, so if it's going to help you, why not do it? My left shoulder was about 1.5 inches higher than my right. My whole body was skewed, so the left side was so much higher from all the damage that I'd had. And after the first treatment, I don't remember what part of my body it was, but I do remember thinking, wow, it's not just comfortable, it's gone. So much of my pain was cleared so quickly, and it continues to be gone. It doesn't come back like it did with chiropractic, with osteopathy. And this rib doesn't pop out anymore. Matrix fixed it. It can never heal because the cartilage and the bone can never grow back together. But whatever it was that was causing it to pop out on me when I moved in certain ways has been resolved, so the rib doesn't pop anymore. I could feel the releases. I could feel things moving back into place and not fighting against one another. And well, last year I was in a car accident, and 2 days later I was in with my matrix practitioner saying, okay, let's see what's happened and if there's anything that we can do right now to just sort of lessen. And then we went into getting rid of the concussion and the whiplash that was resultant. And it was gone in like maybe 6 weeks. Doctors are like, how'd you do that? Matrix repatterning. I tell them about it. They don't listen all the time though. I love life now. Reduction of pain is incredible, and there's no drugs involved. The treatment's incredibly gentle. I was really surprised because chiropractic and osteopathy require manipulation, and there's no manipulation that happens with this. It's just a gentle pressure on a couple of spots, and gradually it melts away. I remember my heart, my shoulder. There's this cage that always feels like it's been there. And the day when that cage released, it was incredible. I could move my shoulder. My shoulders were the same height for the first time in my adult life. Just everything looked so different when I stood up from that one treatment. And just being able to move the shoulder freely, it made riding my motorcycle easier. Because trying to go out like this when you've got a whole bunch of restrictions on the one side, you start pulling back like that and you don't ride properly. So going through it was exhilarating. I was diagnosed when I was 24 years old. I'm a couple of weeks away from 50. I lived with it for more than half of my life. I know it's gone. I don't have the pain in my hands and my thumbs. I can move my fingers. I don't have the pain in my elbows anymore. It's completely gone. They say there is no cure for it, but I don't have the pain. I don't have fibromyalgia pain anymore. I can't stress enough how much reduction in pain improves quality of life. Not being able to use muscles for so long, they've atrophied somewhat, so I've got to build them up slowly, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I can do a push-up. I can lift my hands up over my head with weights. I can do squats. I can grab those ropes that you go like this with that are really super heavy, and I moved those things. No way I would have been able to do that before Matrix. Moving those ropes is probably the biggest thing that showed me, wow, this stuff works.